Damn good win, guys. Real good. Nobody tells us who we are. Nobody, man. We write our own story. We've said it all along. That's the way to show up, man. It's the way to show up. We do what we want to do and how we're going to do it. You guys showed up. Was it perfect? No. Do we have a lot to clean up? Yeah, that's a good win, man. That was a hot team, right? And that's one down. We got another one to go after this. But we get a little breather here. Yeah. We get just a little bit of breather, all right? Which is all good.
So that's Lions head coach Dan Campbell, obviously fired up after that win last night. It's like almost like it's a bit of a release.
For sure.
After the last couple of weeks. Joined by Derek Hutchinson, host of Detroit Sports Live, by the way. Talking about the Lions, 44-30 win, and it was really the first time probably since the first part of the season where the offense actually looked like the offense out there.
Since Washington, right? I mean, they've struggled in every game since, and they desperately needed a win. You could tell that he's relieved, right? Because if they would have lost that game, the Cowboys jumped them. There were suddenly 3 games out of it would have been a mess. So the Lions needed that win.
It's a total, and it does change the whole outlook of this now, because the schedule that the Lions had was always going to be difficult anyway. The rest of the schedule down the way, they got to go to L.A. to deal with our friend Matthew Stafford and the Rams, for example. Then you've got Pittsburgh, Minnesota, and close it out with Chicago. Suddenly, this doesn't look so bad.
No.
Especially if they can find a way to win that game in L.A., it changes the entire trajectory of everything. But last night was needed because Dallas is coming in with this momentum. They had knocked off Philly and Kansas City. Just watch it. What did you see last night that seemed different from what we'd seen the last month?
Well, going into the game, didn't it feel like Dallas's strengths perfectly aligned with all of the Lions' weaknesses? So it was like, it felt like this reeling team was facing the worst possible matchup that they could. And that's why everybody thought that Dallas had a really good shot. But the Lions finally got it going on offense. And when that offense is going and when they're running the football, suddenly that defense has to back off a little bit. Jared Goff, it all just sort of falls into place when they can run the football. So like those big runs from David Montgomery in the first half, they just felt like the old Lions.
Yeah, we're watching that one right here. This is the touchdown run. That's the biggest play of this whole game is Montgomery finally getting loose, because I mean, obviously we all love Jahmyr Gibbs. Gibbs isn't who he is without David Montgomery there being that tag team partner of his. And to see them go to him, he gets free, he gets the 35-yard touchdown run. It changes up the whole vibe of that game. Seemed to shift a little bit because they didn't trail this whole game. This is the first time in a while they led almost wire to wire in this game.
Yeah, and if there would have been a moment where they trailed, I think there would have been some nervous energy in Ford Field. So it was really big that they got off to a quick start. Jahmyr Gibbs is the best player on this team. We all know it. But David Montgomery is such a tone setter, and he sort of exemplifies the identity that the Lions want to have, right? So when he finally starts ripping off some runs, wearing down that defense, Jared Goff looks great. So like you said, if they can win the Rams game, it feels almost like a luxury because they don't probably have to win that one. But if they win that one, it gives them a little bit of wiggle room in those final 3 games, which the Lions might be favored in all 3.
Where you look up after, because the Rams are going to be the big, they're everybody's chic Super Bowl pick and whatever. My personal feelings about Matthew Stafford aside, it's like the chic pick about the Rams being this thing, but we just watched the Panthers go. We just watched them lose to the Panthers. It's like this is a year where there's nothing for certain. The Lions have lost a game to Minnesota, nearly lose to the Giants. Green Bay got knocked off by Cleveland. At some point, we forget about that. A lot of good teams took the Giants blasted Philadelphia. A lot of good teams have taken some really strange L's. So the idea that the Lions are going to L.A. and beating the Rams is not completely out of pocket. But there are some things they still have to clean up because that game was 44-30, but they were up 27-9 at one point.
I know, I think the Lions will be underdogs in LA, but like you said, way crazier things have happened. And hey, maybe the Lions are hitting their stride right now. You never know. I would much rather see the Lions playing their best football in December going into January than playing their best football in October, like maybe Philadelphia was doing.
Absolutely, and I still think of that Philly game and watching that go back where if they just kick a couple of field goals, we're talking a whole different thing when it comes to them right now. So one final thing, Amon-Ra St. Brown plays last night. I don't know what they did to him to get him out there. I don't think I want to know what he did, but he looked like he didn't miss a beat out there, and he was the other tone setter. A couple of those crossers where he catches it, opens it up for Gibbs and Montgomery, and it's great to have him back too.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is already like highly revered, obviously, in Detroit, but these are the moments where you sort of cement yourself as a legend, right? Like everybody knows he's hurting. He's not 100%. And in a big game with the season on the line, he finds a way to not only play but make an impact. I mean, if they end up making the playoffs, I think those are the types of performances we'll remember about him.
So the Lions are going to be off until next Sunday afternoon, late game in LA against the Rams. Derek, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, we'll have more. For more on the Lions game, go to clickondetroit.com for all the information there. Derek, thank you so much for joining us on Local 4 Live.